All right, we are looking at inequalities. You should have made a 70 or higher on the 4 equations quizzes in Delta Math. All right, so when we're talking about inequalities, we're talking about things that include or exclude. If it's included, it is a closed dot. And if it's excluded, it is an open dot. All right, so things that have a closed dot are greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, and equal to. All right, open dots, greater than, less than, and not equal to. Okay, closed dots, open dots. And then we always shade the side that makes it true. Okay, shade toward true. So for this one, I have 6 is less than m. So open or close dot at 6. Open or close. Is there a line underneath? No line underneath, so it's going to be open. So I have open dot at 6. And then I need to figure out which way to shade. And so I'm going to test a point. Because believe it or not, they will trick you. All right. So let's try 4. Okay, because that's on this side of my circle, so it could be on this side over here. So 6 is less than 4. Is that true? No, that is not true. So since 4 makes it false, I shade away from the 4 or towards where it would be true, because 6 is less than 7. Okay, that's how I do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then for 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to write an inequality for each graph. You can use whatever letter you want. I'm going to use a K because I want to. This is a closed dot, so I'm going to use one of these guys over here. All right, so K is, when I shade this way, I'm going to say less than or equal to -6, right? Because -7 is less than or equal to -6. That's true on point, so I wrote my inequality correctly. That's how you do 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, moving along. We can solve inequality the same way we solve equations. We just have to switch TCH. Maybe if I write faster, it's happier. Switch the direction of inequality when you multiply or divide by a negative. So if it's going this way and I multiply or divide by a negative, I change it to go in the other way, okay? If it was going this direction, I would change it to go in the other way when I multiply or divide by a negative. If you're interested, you can come ask me and I'll show you why we have to do that. So for these things, I need to solve first and then graph, okay? Solve first, then graph. So this first one, I have -208, and I always need more space than they ever give me on these, so I gotta move it over here, is greater than -13n, right? So I'm gonna get my handy dandy calculator. This operation here is what? That is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. You got it, division. So I'm going to divide by what? What am I dividing by? Oh, -13. Good job. So I'm going to divide both sides of this inequality by -13, just like it was an equation. No stress. All right. So -208 divided by -13 gives me +16. And then -13 divided by -13 is 1. 1 times n is just n. So I've got n left. And then because I divided by a negative, I need to change the sign of my inequality, right? So I flip it. So I now have 16 is less than n. So I have an open dot at 16. I need to figure out which way to shade. I'm going to try 18. So I have 16 is less than 18. That is true. So I'm going to shade from 16 to 18 with my giant highlighter. I don't know if I like that thing or not. But you can definitely see where I shaded. If my pen would quit disappearing. Okay, there we go. That's like this one. And if you plug back in here, if I plug in, let's say 0, right? Because 0 is always the easiest thing. If I plug in 0, negative 13 times 0 is 0. So negative 208 is greater than 0. And that would be false, right? So I don't shade towards 0 and I shade in this direction. That's why I have to change the inequality, right? It's the same things keep making it true. We did a division one. Let's do, how about this guy right here? We'll try number 6. Or 8. Which one? Now I want you to have one of the variables on that side. Let's do this one. I got negative 8 plus v is less than or equal to negative 3. I have negative 8. What's the opposite of negative 8? Okay, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Plus 8 plus 8. Still don't have enough room, right? So I got v is less than or equal to negative 3 plus 8 is what? 5. I'm going to have an open or closed dot. That's right. I'm going to have a closed dot at 5. I'm going to close dot at 5. And then I'm going to shade to the side that makes it true. I'm going to try 1. 1 is less than 5. That's true. So I'm going to shade in this direction. Shade in this direction. All right, guys. Do the rest of them on your own. Come check your answers with me. There's 10 of them. And then see me for your quiz on inequalities. Once you finish this, you have finished part 1 and you are ready to move on towards part 2.